Hello everyone, it's Nicole Kelleher from My Christmas. Welcome to this evening's little demo. Is it Thursday night, so almost at the end of the week. Tonight we thought we'd do something different. Catherine, one of our staff members, came to me with an idea she was looking at for a group of balls with a beautiful big bow on it that she's seen for her house, a very elegant style, wondering how to do it. And then I showed Fiona, and Fiona's like, yes please, can you make them for the store? So here I am. I've had the smallest of plays this afternoon. This is another one of those go live, give it a go, see what happens, hopefully it works, and hopefully you can learn something. Just an intro for those who don't know me, Nicole Kelleher. My Christmas is a Christmas store in Melbourne, Australia. We have an online store, mychristmas.com.au. What I'm using is stock from the store, so if there's anything you're after, please check the store out. And make sure you follow us on Facebook if you'd like to be kept up to date with our demos, which at the moment we're running on a Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday at 7:30. So let's get straight into it. Before I do decorating, I wanted to show you, I did go for a bit of a drive today and bought some new Oasis. So I just wanted to show you, it's given me some pieces that I can work with in the next week or so, because the other day, I was kind of cutting out pieces and it was a bit awkward now. I knew they existed, I just hadn't had a chance to get there. But Oasis already in shape for us, nice sizes for centerpieces. So I'll be working with some of these, layering them up, using them separately, and I have bought extra, so we will have it in the store. The other thing I'm looking to do is create a little bit of a kit of the essential tools. So other than the big tools, which I generally get from Bunnings, as you know, but I thought if you wanted me to create a kit with cable ties, pipe cleaners, the thin wire that we use, a couple of other lots of wire, and florist foam blocks, then I can put that together for you, because I thought that could be really handy for those who do like to have that little stash and get creative and have everything at home. So just make a comment if you think that's a good idea, and then I'll get working on that next week for you. Just got to get some cable ties and then I'll be able to price all that up. Right, so as I said, what I'm trying to do is create a bit of a ball shape with these balls, predominantly in the teal colour for the first one, with a touch of gold, and then I'm going to make a reverse where it's predominantly gold with a touch of teal, because we're going to have both of them in the store. I've got this beautiful teal ribbon with the gold polka dots on it, and so we thought we'd focus and use that to tie it all together. So let me start by putting one together, because just give myself a bit of room here. The only thing I'm worried about is all these cords hanging off are going to catch, and I'm going to drop them on the ground. Okay, so I've used this wire, it's wrapped wire. I didn't actually know this is the one I was going to get today when I went to the shop. But what's kind of handy about using wire is it's easy to wrap around the bauble itself, and then if I want to position it a little bit, it sort of, I don't know, it seems to hold its position better. Also, when I come to tie it all together, they won't slip. I'll be able to twist them together, whereas if you use fishing line or anything fine like that, you could have problems. So I thought that this was an easier way to go. So I've made these quite long because I didn't really know how long I wanted to make this whole piece. Okay, so all I'm trying to do here is just group these together, into the ground and without dropping them, and trying not to see the caps where I can, and I can play around with these once they're all in my hand, so I'm not overly worried just yet about the exact position of everything. So I'm just twisting those together so that's become one cord there. Now you can see at the moment it's a little bit longer, so if you wanted to make it longer you can, it's up to you. I'm using the larger balls to get my shape, then I'm going to use the smaller balls to sort of fill in where I'm hopefully going to hide most of those caps, because I just don't want them to be prominent. Let's not get the wire in my eye. So you can see I'm just trying to get the shape I'm after, and having some of these come higher and some lower so that they fill the gaps. Right. In the middle, I'm going to take this lower one out. I want that up higher. I'm looking for more circular in this piece. rather than long. I should have goggles on for this one. Let's just see how we go adding the smaller ones and see if it's looking alright. So you can see this is just a bit of trial and error. So I'm going to use these ones in the gaps a little bit there, and I can point those caps in. It's again one of the advantages of using the wire. Just trying to keep this all forward a bit so you can see what I'm doing. So you can see how they just look really pretty, adding that little bit of blue. I'm going to get this one right down towards the bottom, so I can just run my cord through the middle, bring it in tight, and then just one here. So I'm happy with that as my basic shape. I really just want it to be, you know, a good bunch. Another one in here. No, that's too much. Okay, so as I said, I have not made this, guys, so this is a bit of trial and error of what's going on here. I'm just going to keep these twisted together. What we're going to do is we're going to put a bow in at this point here. So I need to think about how I'm going to, let me just think about how I want to attach my bow. I'm going to run the ribbon through a loop that I'm going to create here. As I say, it's sort of using this wire just made it easy as you sort of just twist everything together. I don't have to worry about having an additional hook. I've created a hook out of it. It's not overly heavy, so it shouldn't have a problem doing it this way, as far as, you know, it won't untwist. I find with the fishing line we often use in the store, while it's great because it's invisible, you know, we're not going to see it underneath all the balls here, so that's fine, but it does often untwist, so it's a little bit more painful to work with. Just keep those out of the way. There. And obviously when I come back to, I just have to rejig everything a little bit.
There's two golds on that side. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So put that ball over that side there. So that's just fixed that. And then I've got the gold underneath as well, just coming through. Okay, so as I said, I pre-made a couple of bows, but I can make another bow for the second one if you want me to do a second one of these. And then I'm going to make quite a long piece, because if we hang it in the store, the ceilings are about 2.7 metres. Sometimes ribbon, that's one here, sometimes you do find with ribbon there can be joins in the ribbon. They're normally pretty neat like that one is. When it's hanging, I'm not going to worry. I'm not worried that it's going to be up there because no one's going to notice it. Right? So give myself a little bit of room here. Alright, I just want to see that my bow is going to be, by doing that, is my bow going to be high enough to hide? It's not. Alright, so I'm actually going to take my ribbon right through the middle of my piece here, because I don't want I love the joy of working with glass. This is where Camille, who works with us, is just like, just leave me alone, you know, take me away from the glass. It's always worried she's going to break it. Okay, so I've got that hook there. I may not end up using it, but that's okay. Everything will, sort of the ribbon will hide it. It won't matter if it's showing once it's hanging. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try to cable tie a bow on either side of this. So Hugh, I might need you to come in closer. I'll start by cable tying this on. And I'm just using our smallest cable ties, and they may end up being a bit too small for this sort of, when I get to putting it all on. But I do find you can get a really nice tight grip with them. So nice and tight. Again, I'm not worried about my ends too much here. I'm going to just trim it slightly, but I think the bow will hide it. So it should be fine. Okay, and then one of these bows, I've already tightened the bow. And before I made the pipe cleaner too tight, I just put a cable tie underneath, and I'll do the same on the other one. And I'm just going to cable tie the bow onto here, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm not going to go too tight in case I've made a complete mess of it, because it's much easier to undo it. Like, for example, the tails hanging at the top there rather than the bottom. That's all right. Just twist that around. As you can see, it's much easier keeping the balls all down low while we do this part. I'm just going to turn my whole display around, and before I tighten my pipe cleaner here, I need to again see if I can find somewhere so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to push down on the fabric. If I push down on the fabric, I can normally get just enough of a gap to get my cable tie through. Otherwise, if I have to untie the pipe cleaner, it's not a problem. I might have already tightened it, so let me just untie it. Put my cable tie in there. Always try when you're doing that to have the cable tie with the knobby bit sticking down, because then that's the way you're going to tie it up. Makes it a lot easier if you've got it sitting the correct way at this point. And just make sure it hasn't twisted while I've done that. And just trim those off. Okay, so I might just cut off those couple of cable tie ends that I've got here. Keep it neat out of the way. I can just see something like this at the back, you know, at the end of a staircase, or you know, in front of a mirror, hanging near a mirror would look gorgeous. Next to your Christmas tree, you're hanging next to your Christmas tree. All those things would look so pretty. Oh, I see, that's my tail, that's where I was confused. It's just got to go up here. So, sorry, that's not my tail, that's my hanging piece. And then I'm just going to tie, sorry, it's a bit tricky for you with all this stuff in here. I'm hopefully going to be able to tie my cable tie around the middle here. Let's get all my other bows out. I've just held them up out of the way, and I'll just turn this over a bit here, and you should be able to see it in a second. So I've just pulled all that out of the way.
Go move this.
And, okay, again, I don't want it too tight yet, just to make sure it's all looking alright. So I've done two double bows on this, and then left the tails quite long, because the picture that we saw had quite long tails, so I wanted to see how that looks. Keep getting that piece confused. I'll just cut off my tails and give them an edge, and then we'll see how we're doing as far as the overall look goes. We have done something similar to this in the past, as I said, on a mirror, the top of a mirror, just with some really beautiful feature baubles. That's another way you could do this. So without the ribbon at the top, the baubles become the real feature. This one, you know, you sort of, the baubles are there, but the ribbon is also very much a highlight piece in this piece. Let's see how we're doing. So we just got to straighten out those bows. Well, I think that's pretty cute. You could curl the ribbon if you like that, or you can sort of bend the ribbon like I've done there. Because it's wide, it will hold a bit of that shape. Okay, so that's the first one, and I don't know how long that took me to make, but if you want me to make another one. So I hope you found that useful. Something a little bit different, new. It's not hard. You know, you do have to take a little bit of care with the glass, but there's nothing tricky. As you can see, first time I've done that. I know you say I'm used to doing this sort of thing. I guess it's more that I'm not scared about giving it a go. So I think something like that's a really nice way of highlighting some special baubles or the colours that you're going for and bringing it into your home. Any last questions on there for you before I go?
No.
Thank you so much for joining me. As you know, we'll be back on Sunday for another session. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Till then, I get to see a few more family members or friends, which will be lovely. Stay safe, and again, thanks for being part of the community. Have a good night. Cheers.